Okay, here we got a 348 engine out service. We're going to demonstrate how to time the exhaust cam to the crankshaft. You'd be doing it to all four cams, but we're just going to show you the one. So first things first, we've got our dial indicator in cylinder number 5 here. It's the same as cylinder number 1 as far as TDC is concerned. So we're going to calibrate our degree wheel to our dial indicator first. And we're going to roll our degree wheel all the way around to where we think we're close and get it to top dead center. On compression. Give me a second. There we go. As it comes up, we're just looking for it to stop, and we want to make sure that our degree wheel is calibrated to the absolute top. So we're a little off of 0 up there, but that's not relevant. It's come up all the way top dead center, and down here our fancy pointer is at 90, and we'll just get that real close there. So now we're calibrated. The next step in the process is to roll the exhaust cam over with the lobe off of the bucket. And we've already gone through and set the valve adjustments because 348s require that. In order to set the cam timing next, we have to take this shim out and make it so it's no longer the spec 0.35 millimeters. We actually have to make it a 0.5 millimeter gap in order to carry out the adjustment. So now what I did is I measured our gap in the very first lobe of the exhaust cam and took out the 389 shim, and I'm replacing it with a shim that's going to get us to a 0.5 millimeter. And I've already done a little bit of arithmetic here. And we've got that shim in. And we're going to take it apart, and just as a good practice, we're going to roll the engine around to let that shim seat in, and I'll remeasure to make sure we're at the proper 0.5 millimeter. The next step after that, if all is good, is to actually do the cam check. All right, so here we are. We've got a new dial indicator set up directly on the exhaust bucket that we had adjusted to the 0.5 millimeter. What we're going to do here is we're going to get the exhaust cam lobe all the way off of the bucket, and we're going to zero out our dial indicator. Now, on the 348s, it's a little different than the later models. Later models want to look at millimeters in lift. 348s want degrees. So we're not so much worried about the number on the dial indicator as much as we are worried about precisely when it opens. The spec is 53 degrees before bottom dead center. Since 90 degrees was our top dead center, our bottom dead center on this degree wheel is the opposite, 90. Spec is 53 degrees before bottom dead center, so we're going to come 53 degrees off of this, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We're looking for our dial indicator to start moving right about the point where we're going to hit the 143 mark. That's the spec. So we're going to go ahead with our eye on the dial indicator, and the minute that moves, we're going to take a look down at our degree wheel and see exactly where we're at. So at first you can go pretty easy. When you get to the last part, you want to go as slow as humanly possible because you're just looking for that just to start to shift. So right there, it just started to move. We take a look down at our degree wheel, and our degree wheel is about 136 degrees. Our exhaust cam is substantially retarded. We're going to go ahead and make an adjustment with our dowel pin right there, and we're going to come back and recheck it and see how we did. Okay, after that first run and we saw that our exhaust cam needed to retime, went ahead and moved the dowel over one spot, and here we are at 0, And I've already gotten us most of the way around. We're gonna go ahead and run the last 10 degrees. And again, we're not worried about the number up here. We're just worried about when exactly it moves. So we're gonna do the last 10, 15 degrees here real slow. And any second now, we should look for this just to start moving. All right, now it started moving. We come down here and we're at a 142, which puts us at 52 degrees. Each dowel gives us about 2.5, 3 degrees movement. That's about as close as we can possibly get to our 50-degree specification. We're all good to go here. We're going to change the shim back out so we have the proper valve tappet clearance, and we're good to go.